I was fired a couple months after turning 40 at a job I was at for about 10 years. Trade job. I'm in granite, marble, quartz, countertop, showers, all that, fireplaces, any kind of stone, basically, usually slab stone though. It was definitely a shock because at that point, literally a quarter of my life, damn near half of my professional life, and obviously I could have done a lot of things differently. I could have did a lot of things better. I could have, a million things. When you look back on stuff, you can always be like, I could have did this better, I could have did that better, which is much better than blaming other people, because no matter what situation you're in, even if it's not your fault, it's definitely your responsibility to fix it or deal with it or live with it. And nowhere in there is blaming other people going to help you. It may help you cope, but it's not going to help you move on or grow or do what you need to do to better yourself. I think it's more likely it'll keep you stuck. It'll keep you sure that you're right and they're wrong. It'll keep you not improving for the next time. And I don't want to do that. My trade is a small trade. It's not like plumbing or HVAC or electrical or anything like that. There's not hundreds of places I could go around me. And like plumbing or HVAC or any of those, every single house has those. Not every single house has granite countertops. A lot of houses do now, but not every single one. So it's been, what is it right now? It's July. I got fired, I think, right at the start of September of last year. What was that, 3 months? So it's been about 9 months, something like that, 9 months. It hasn't been all bad, mainly because I was able to get a job within, a week or something like that. Definitely the job that I got, the potential upsides are huge if I can implement a whole bunch of things, if I can accomplish a whole bunch of things, which I think that I can, but the struggles, the downsides, and everything else are also huge. Family business. So when you're dealing with a family business, if anybody has ever dealt with one before, they have thick internal problems. I'll say it like that. There's only like 6 people there. I'm one of 3 people now, I guess, that are not family. Although one of them's been there 30 years, so he's basically family, adopted family, dysfunctional family. Yeah, a lot. If I'm being honest, a lot has sucked. A lot has been absolutely terrible. Been terrible because the job that I got fired from was much more stable, much more by the book, much more steady, much more They didn't have an HR department, but if you had an issue and you raised it, you could write it in an email and send it to the owners, and they would take it seriously. At least that's a good thing. And I didn't realize how good of a thing that actually was and actually is, compared to what I have now. What I have now is like, hey, I think your son might legitimately kill somebody with the forklift, moving slabs around. People seem a little bit scared. The guy's drunk. Basically, the entire day. It's probably literally the entire day. And might kill somebody with a slab, which happens in our industry, legitimately. And the owner's response was, okay, I'll talk to him. It's like, no, man, that's not. I think we're past that. Like, it took me, a couple months of being like, maybe this will get better, maybe this won't, before I even came to you. So no, it's pretty serious at this point. I don't think it's going to get better. Also, as far as I know, seemingly, dude has been an alcoholic for 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know. Maybe less. I don't know. It's just, I worked at the place for a short time 6 years ago or something like that, and I think he was drinking a lot then. And I always want to show empathy and compassion and love and everything else, but there's like a line where you become an enabler, and it's hard to judge where that line is versus where you're being like selfish and you're just making up excuses because you're like sick of dealing with some shit or something like that. That is not what this is. This is full-on enabling. If you've ever dealt with somebody who drinks from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, generally people in their life know about it, and they have to do a lot of like moral justification in order to not, I guess, push the person towards rock bottom that much faster, because that truly is what it takes for most people to change, I think. Once it gets past a certain point. Some people will change when they deal with a little bit of strife, a little bit of issue, a little bit of like, oh shit, I didn't realize I was that bad. Some other people will not change, absolutely will not change until like they have basically a gun to their head, or in terms of like life options, like do this or your life's going to blow up, and that's going to put you on a path towards ultimate destruction. Because honestly, I think that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people are so deeply unhappy. They hate shit so much. They are so miserable with their life choices, with themselves, that they want it to blow up. And I can't say that there isn't a part of me that doesn't understand that a little bit. Because, it was Michael Caine in one of the Batman movies, one of the ones with Christian Bale, I think the first one, where he said something like, some men just want to watch the world burn. I think that's true. I definitely think it's true. I think it's true more out of a sense of like apathy, like them not caring, or just like teenage level angst and anger. I don't think it's true a lot of times. Like they're sitting on a mountain, like whatever you call that thing. What is that thing called? Like where they do that. not twiddling your fingers, whatever the hell that thing's called. Like planning and plotting and all that. I don't think that's why most people want to watch the world burn. I think it's just like they're so sick of X, name it, doesn't matter. They're so sick of it. And then there's, 10 of those things in the average day, 20 of those things, 50 of those things, 100 of those things. And then it's not like time stays still. Shit's moving. So you can't not make a decision. I've read before that no decision is a decision in itself. And that is true. That is very true. And that's one of the worst kinds of decision, because you're just kind of letting everybody else pick it. Everybody that's around you, or everybody that's in your environment, because you're going to get pushed into something one way or another. And it's probably not going to be something good or something that you want if you don't pick it. Some people have luck like that. And I definitely am trying to be one of those people more, because since I got fired, I've definitely went through whatever level or version of midlife crisis, or like reality slapping you in the face that one day you're going to die. And I went through it this past December, or that's when it started. It just got me. I woke up one morning at like 4 a.m, and it's not like I didn't know I was going to die. It's just that things seem so far away when you're younger, and one day you realize that no matter how far away something is, it's always right now. If you're younger than me, maybe you don't know that yet. Or maybe you can say, oh no, I understand that totally, but you probably don't. People older than me will understand. No matter how far away something is, no matter what, it eventually comes. And when you're actually there, it's right now. It's right now. It's always right now. And that is fucking terrifying. Terrifying. Because there's not anything you can do to stop it. And it's not that you should stop it. I mean, I understand that these are phases of life, and this is the way that the game is designed. This is how it's supposed to go. But when you're not living what you would call your best life, you're not like super ultra happy, or you're always putting things like in a bucket, like, oh, I'll do that later, I'll do that, next year, I'll do that then, I'll spend time with this person then, I'll do this, I'll do that. And then people in your world start dying. A few years ago, my dad passed away. And I mean, we expected it, I guess, for a couple years, but it was hard for me to understand that it was actually going to happen, because it was my dad. He was around my entire life. And his dad died when he was 93. My grandfather was 93. My dad was like 64, 65, something like that when his dad passed. And I was, 30 years younger than him. So I had my dad around 30 years less than he had his dad around. That's awful. That will make you realize some shit. That will make you feel alone. That's one of the reasons I created this channel, because I feel alone. I mean, I am alone. no matter how much I'm not trying to generalize and push it out to other people. I know a lot of people have built a lot more sustainable lives that have a lot more people in them that care about them. But I haven't been one of these people. And, you know, I want to build a community. I want to have some version of, you know, a small community where people look out for each other and care for each other and can rely on each other. You know, where there's elders in the community. You know, people that are older, that have seen it, that have been through it, that have, you know, that you could go to and talk, or that will give you advice, or, you know, people lost their parents younger than I did. My mom's still around, but I mean, like, how my dad's gone. You know, I'm sure there's been tons and tons, probably millions, billions of people who have kids, or a mother who has kids who's really young, and if they had a community around that had 10 or 12 or 20 older people that had raised kids that would help them, like, rear their child or raise their child, or be there to answer questions, or to babysit, or, you know, make them feel okay when they're scared, when the kid has a fever, or maybe any one of a million things. I think that's the way we're more set up. And as I get older, I want to have people around, obviously around myself, but around my loved ones that are there for them when I'm not there. You know, like, or if I die and my son, he's 11 right now, you know, he needs some kind of fatherly advice or a fatherly kick in the ass. Who knows? My son's amazing. Super, super nice, good kid. Very, very proud of him. But he's 11, so maybe once he's a teenager, he's going to need a kick in the ass, most likely, right? I think we all did. I could probably use a swift kick right now. But I don't know. What is it? I think it's called Dunbar's number, something like that, where you can hold 150 names and stories and faces, and you can have like 150 close, dynamic relationships with people. And then over that, it's like you just can't really hold it in your head, or you can't hold enough details about them. And I think in our society, you either have an incredibly small world, and you only have, you know, a handful of people that you care about or care to even know their story, or it's enormous and you have, you know, 1,000 Facebook friends, or you have all these followers, or you have this, or you have that, and there's no way you can do all those people justice and actually relate to them. So I'm not trying to build 1,000-person community. I don't know, maybe I am. Maybe there's a way to do it. But just to start, I just want it to feel like family. You know, if there's a way, I don't care if it's in another country. I looked at New Zealand, or, holy shit, I was like, a possum almost just got ran over. That was amazing. He made it though. I looked at like New Zealand or Australia, just a place where there's land, where there's not necessarily as much rat race mentality. You know, if you get out to where it's more open. And the climate is a little bit more temperate. Maybe it's easier to have things set up in a way where it's, even if like you don't have electricity, air conditioning, and the winters won't kill you if you don't have heat, you know, something like you can survive off of just kind of bundling up and you'll be okay. I'm in Ohio near Cleveland, so it's this past winter for sure. If you didn't have heat, I think a lot of days you would have been dead, like double dead. I don't know. So I hope people reach out, man. Getting fired at 40 made me look at a lot of things differently. I'm sure I'll talk about it more, but I truly, genuinely care about people. I truly, genuinely want people in my community or in my circle or in my whatever that are happy to see me show up, that are happy to be like, oh, cool, Mark's here. He'll help us with this or that. And, you know, I can help him with this thing. I want to build that kind of thing, man. You know, people watch out for each other. People love each other. People are there for each other. People, sorry if I just blew that shit up. I forgot the mic was there. Anyway, just a bunch of thoughts, but I love you.